The state legislature headed back to session today for the first time since late June. The Democratic majority spending the first part of the session passing pent-up priorities from 40 years of not being in total control. So what do they have planned for the fall?
Political reporter Rick Albin was in Lansing to find out, and he joins us now. Rick?
Democrats checked off so many of their action items early in the session, it wasn't exactly clear what they would do next.
I'm excited to be here.
But just last week, in a highly produced speech in Lansing, the governor answered some of those questions with an ambitious agenda laid out for legislators for the fall. Everything from lowering the cost of health care and prescription drugs to a 100% clean energy standard for Michigan to paid family and medical leave. The speech did not address how much such initiatives would cost or who would pay. Today, lawmakers returned to take on some of the governor's ideas, and for Democrats, there are some obvious areas on which to focus, while Republicans have real concerns, particularly when it comes to energy. Tell me what your expectations are for the rest of this session.
I think we're going to work real hard. We've listened to the governor and the people of Michigan about paid family and medical leave. So I am sure that we will have a thorough process to look at what other states are doing, look at what stakeholders are doing, and come up with a really solid proposal. I know I'm working very closely on the environment and climate change.
For me, it's a continued focus on the school safety task force report that we put out and those bills that we're working to get through the education committee. I guess my concern is our governor has talked about her new green energy plan that she's proposing, and for me, I see that as kind of a non-welcome sign put out, maybe even a bigger sign than we have now. I mean, we have a net exodus of people in the state of Michigan, and this is just going to raise our energy costs.
As for what the lawmakers can actually get done by the end of the year may depend in part on how long they stay in session. Given the current atmosphere in Lansing, I think it is highly likely that the session will end early. My best guess, and it's only a guess, is that members have maybe about 25 to 29 days to get something done. That means that they would adjourn about or before November 9th. That would allow a number of bills that did not receive immediate effect to become law earlier, 90 days after adjournment, than they would if the legislature stayed in session through their scheduled December 21st end date. Significantly, one of those bills would move the presidential primary to February 27th. That move would not be possible if the legislature stayed into December. If that holds true, whatever the legislature gets done in the final part of this year's session, they'll have to get it done in relatively short order. Sue?